Rosie Zhao rose from internet fame to become one of China's brightest young stars, capturing hearts with her sweet looks and charming on-screen presence. But behind the success was a whirlwind of pressure, controversy, and unexpected missteps that reshaped her once untouchable image. From breakout roles to emotional burnout, and from playful performances to headline-making scandals, her journey is a cautionary tale of what fame can really cost. In this video, we dive deep into the rise, the fall, and the uncertain future of Rosie Zhao. If you're into real celebrity stories with no sugarcoating, don't forget to like and subscribe. Rosie Zhao was born on November 9, 1998 in Chengdu, Sichuan, China. From a young age, she stood out with her sweet features and natural charm, but her path to becoming a popular actress wasn't something she had planned from the start. She studied at Mingdao University in Taiwan, where she focused on her education, but eventually found herself drawn to the world of entertainment. Her journey started in a modest way, making short videos and posting content online. Her bubbly personality and expressive face quickly caught the attention of viewers, and before long, she was scouted for acting opportunities. Her big break came in 2018 when she landed a lead role in a fantasy web drama called Oh, My Emperor. The show had a quirky time travel plot, and although the production was relatively low budget, her performance stood out. She played a cheerful, modern girl transported to a different era, and her comedic timing, paired with her wide-eyed innocence, instantly resonated with audiences. Her growing popularity was fueled by fan edits, meme-worthy clips, and constant buzz on Chinese social media platforms. As her fame grew, Rosie became known for playing lighthearted, confident young women who often surprised people with their boldness or wit. This niche turned into her signature, and soon she was cast in similar roles that fit her image. In 2020, she starred in The Romance of Tiger and Rose, a romantic comedy where she portrayed a screenwriter who wakes up inside her own script. The drama was a viral hit and cemented her status as one of China's most promising rising stars. It was fresh, funny, and carried by her lively energy. She brought something genuine to her roles, a kind of emotional honesty that made her easy to root for. Her fan base exploded during this time. Young women admired her for her cheerful demeanor, while many male viewers were drawn to her girl-next-door appeal. She was frequently described in the media as adorable and natural, and her off-screen interviews reinforced that impression. She didn't seem overly polished or manufactured like many of her peers. Instead, she came across as playful, a little goofy, and very human. It made her feel approachable, which only added to her popularity. In 2021, she took on a role in The Long Ballad, a historical drama alongside established actors. This time, she played a more serious character, showing a broader emotional range. It was a clear attempt to break away from her typical roles and prove she could handle more than just romantic comedies. Critics gave her positive reviews, noting her improvement and growing depth as an actress. Fans saw it as a turning point. Rosie wasn't just a viral star anymore. She was starting to build a real acting career. By the end of 2021, Rosie Zhao was everywhere. TV shows, advertisements, brand deals, and magazine covers. She had quickly risen from an internet personality to one of the most talked about young actresses in China. From short videos to leading roles, her climb to fame seemed almost effortless on the surface. But behind the scenes, she was already feeling the pressure. By 2022, Rosie Zhao was riding high on a wave of fame, but the pressure that had quietly built behind the scenes started to show. Her schedule became relentless. She was working on back-to-back projects, doing interviews, attending brand events, and constantly engaging with fans online. On the outside, she kept smiling. She was still the cheerful, energetic actress everyone adored. But people close to the industry started noticing changes in her demeanor. She looked tired, sometimes distant, and rumors began to swirl. Fans first picked up on a shift during a behind-the-scenes clip from one of her drama shoots. In the video, she barely spoke to the crew, kept to herself, and seemed emotionally withdrawn. While some defended her, blaming exhaustion, others speculated that fame had gotten to her head. Those whispers were only the beginning. That same year, old footage resurfaced from her earlier collaboration with actor Lee Hong-ye. In the clip, filmed during a promotional event, he was seen casually touching her waist and shoulder in ways that felt too familiar. Rosie didn't say anything at the time, but the video exploded across Chinese social media. Some viewers were outraged on her behalf, accusing Lee of being inappropriate. Others questioned why she had never addressed it. The silence sparked a heated debate. People wondered whether she was forced to stay quiet, or if the interaction had been harmless. Either way, it put Rosie at the center of a controversy she hadn't asked for. The backlash wasn't limited to that. As she continued taking on similar roles in romantic comedies, critics began calling her performances repetitive. Online comments described her as being stuck in a bubblegum princess mold, always wide-eyed, always playing cute, never changing. Some thought she was coasting on popularity without taking risks. Even though she had tried something different in The Long Ballad, people seemed to forget that effort and expected her to remain in one narrow lane. The same charm that once drew people to her started to wear thin for a segment of the audience. Her fan base remained strong, but cracks in her image were becoming visible. At the same time, Rosie became the subject of endless dating rumors. Every time she starred alongside a new male lead, gossip sites suggested they were secretly seeing each other. The most intense speculation came after she worked with actor Yang Yang. Their on-screen chemistry in Who Rules the World was undeniable, and fans began shipping them hard. But when neither side confirmed anything, interest turned sour. Some fans accused her of faking flirtation to promote the show. Others believed she was using the buzz to stay relevant. Rosie stayed quiet through it all, which only fueled more theories. Behind the curtain, the pressure was mounting. She was managing non-stop work, criticism about her acting range, and intense scrutiny about her personal life. To make matters worse, insiders began leaking information suggesting she was difficult to work with. There were vague reports about her being cold to co-stars or showing up late to set. No concrete evidence ever surfaced, but the rumors did enough damage. People began to question the image of the sweet, down-to-earth girl they thought they knew. By the end of 2023, Rosie was still a top-tier actress, but the tone around her had shifted. She was no longer just the beloved internet darling. She had become a polarizing figure. Every move she made was dissected, every smile examined for authenticity. What had once felt effortless now looked exhausting. The bright spotlight that once elevated her career was beginning to feel more like a magnifying glass, exposing every flaw, every misstep, and every moment of silence. In early 2024, Rosie Zhao suddenly announced a break from acting. The news shocked fans, but those who had followed her closely suspected it had been a long time coming. In a rare statement, she admitted to experiencing severe exhaustion and symptoms of depression. She said she had pushed herself too hard for too long, often sleeping no more than 2 hours a night while juggling shoots, events, and rehearsals. Her words were raw, more honest than anything she had shared publicly before. For a brief moment, the public responded with support. People praised her for opening up and urged her to take care of herself. That support didn't last. Just weeks after her announcement, Rosie appeared in a new reality program titled A Tiny Bit of Courage. It followed her as she visited a remote mountain village in rural China, doing volunteer work and trying to reconnect with a slower pace of life. The concept seemed noble at first, but the way the show was edited and the way she carried herself sparked immediate backlash. In one episode, Rosie sat with a local elder who had spent decades mastering a rare form of craftsmanship. When he admitted he didn't want to pass down his skills to just anyone, she called him selfish. The comment spread like wildfire online. Viewers accused her of being arrogant and disrespectful, especially considering she was an outsider visiting for only a few days. The criticism only grew. In another segment, she observed schoolchildren walking long distances through rugged paths to get to class. Instead of showing sympathy, she remarked that it looked fun and reminded her of adventure movies. The comment came across as naive at best and tone-deaf at worst. Netizens questioned whether she truly understood the lives of the people she was supposedly trying to help. Some accused her of using charity work as a backdrop for her own image rehabilitation. Others pointed out that despite claiming she needed rest, she had jumped into a show that kept her in front of the cameras. As these clips circulated, Rosie remained mostly silent. Her team issued a brief apology, but it didn't help much. The damage was done. A hashtag calling her out for performative kindness began trending, and former fans started unfollowing her on social media. She was no longer just a young actress with a few bad takes. She was being framed as out of touch, self-centered, and incapable of genuine reflection. The final blow came during a diplomatic event celebrating the 60th anniversary of relations between China and France. Rosie had been invited as a cultural ambassador, a sign that she still held some influence in mainstream media. But during her speech, she misstated the date when diplomatic ties were established. It was a small factual error, easily correctable, but in the context of everything else, it made her look unprepared and careless. Critics pounced, saying she didn't take the role seriously and shouldn't have been chosen to represent the country on such an important occasion. By 2025, Rosie Zhao was no longer the rising star with endless charm. She was a polarizing public figure, admired by some for her past work, but questioned by many for her recent behavior. Her once carefree image had become tangled in controversy, and her attempts to recover it often backfired. Whether she would be able to rebuild her career remained uncertain, but one thing was clear: fame had not only changed her life, it had also exposed the cost of constantly being seen. Rosie Zhao's story is still being written. While she's faced backlash, missteps, and brutal public scrutiny, it's clear she also represents the intense pressure young stars endure in the spotlight. Whether she stages a successful comeback or chooses a quieter path forward, her journey offers a rare, honest look at the cost of overnight fame. Love her or not, there's no denying she left a mark on modern Chinese pop culture. If you want more raw, real celebrity deep dives like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.